Alright, hello. So this this live stream is going to be about me and my animals, and today's roach feeding day. So I thought I'd bring up my roaches and talk about them, talk about me, and just why I love animals and how I got into that. And yeah, so with the roaches, I have their food here. You could kind of already see what's in it. Lots of carrots, lots of greens, lots of, there's some nuts. And I believe that if you feed your feeder insects as well as you feed your actual animals that you're feeding them to, you're going to have better animals. So, here's just some other foods that I would feed them. I feed them Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I used to feed them every other day in the summer, but winter's here, it's colder, even though I have a heat mat under here. And plus it works for my dad when he has to feed them. So I changed that. I just fill up a plate because that will be gone by the end of today. No leftover food, so that means no threat of rotting. So yeah, if you're just joining in, hello, I started a little bit ago, so no one's late. I'm just talking about me and how I got into animals and some of my hobbies. But I'm starting off with the roaches because I want to talk about them a little bit. So yeah, I'd like to give them corn every once in a while. Potatoes, I'd probably end up taking that off now. I really don't feed them that anymore. Carrots, as you could see in there. Tomatoes during the summer when we're growing tomatoes in our garden. We give them ones that squirrels have bitten into or just have gone bad. Oranges, they love oranges. They love mangoes. When my parents eat mangoes, they give me the seed and they love it. Apples, yeah, they're alright with apples and pears. They're not a fan of pears too much. Lettuce, they're not a big fan of lettuce either. They will eat it if they have to. Grapes, they love grapes. There are grapes in here. Where's the camera? Here we go. Yeah, there are grapes in here. Any sort of flowers, like outside, I go out, I pick flowers from the invasive honeysuckle. I love that. Get some good nectar, some pollen, and then what other flower parts are in there. And helps control the honeysuckle a little bit too. And we don't spray around here in the yard, so there's really no. My neighbors don't spray, I don't spray, so there's no threat of killing the roaches. Nuts and mushrooms. I haven't been able to give them mushrooms because we really don't eat mushrooms here. So yeah. Let's see, what else do I have in here? There's some lettuce. There's some. I'll bump the camera a little bit. I bump the camera. There's carrots. There's cashews. I'd also throw walnuts in there too. There is, what is this called? I'm trying to remember. We grow it out in the garden, or we did grow it before winter came and killed it. I always draw a blank on this one. Swiss chard. That's what it is. Swiss chard. They love that, especially the parts we can't eat because it's so tough and not very flavorful. But they love it. Let's see what else. Yeah, that's about it for feeding them. Oh yeah, and also, one of their favorite foods in the world is... Oh, there's one on there. Make sure no one's on here. Oh, there's seeds falling out. Is pomegranate. I love eating pomegranate, but this one turned out bad from the store. It's not the right season. So yeah, they eat it. This was a whole half. So I cut it in half. Cut one part of it in the quarters because I was like, yeah, I want to try to eat it. Didn't taste too good. So I just stuck this half in. They already ate the other quarter of it. So that's one of their favorite foods. This should all be gone by tomorrow night because today... Oh yeah, I also feed them a little bit of broccoli. This is just a leftover core of a stem. And we'll take that out. I need to rearrange their cage a little bit. The egg cartons are falling on top of each other. I need to flip it up. Let's see. Yeah, then also how their cage is set up, egg cartons, and then every time I get toilet paper rolls, I have toilet paper rolls. I throw that on top. It somehow gets sunk to the bottom, and they all end up living and breeding in there. Look at this. This is scary. I put this in a month ago. I cut it in half. Or no, I didn't cut it in half. But I put this in a month ago. It is one of those long towel rolls. One of those paper towel rolls. Not toilet paper rolls, but a paper towel roll. As you can see, they have flattened it out with the weight of with their weight and the weight of these egg cartons. These things get pretty heavy when there's 40 roaches in it. And then they started eating it too. And then they pooped all over it, and you can see there's a little hole there where they're working on eating it. Oh, there's one in there right now. But I'll show you guys soon how to tell the difference between a male and female. So I will actually, I'm going to trash this because, well, it's kind of useless now. Actually, no, it isn't. They'll still use it. And I stuck that in about a month ago. So let's see, what else do I have in here? Knowing roaches, they like to have a challenge. I know when it comes to getting food. Oh yeah, here's no, that's a typical paper towel roll. I threw in here a whole peanut for them. Let's see how they've done with that. And plus, if you guys have any questions, just please ask. Let's see. So here's the peanut. Threw it in a few days ago. They pooped all over it. They were not able to eat into it. I'm surprised about that. They eat through this paper towel. They eat through cardboard. They eat through practically everything. So I don't know why they didn't eat through my peanut that I put in there. But oh well. I'll probably just crack it open for them now. There we go, just made some little slits. They should be able to pry it open from there. So yeah, let's get on to feeding. I'm gonna dump any leftover seeds from there. I'm gonna set it on top. Let me move this back a little bit. And I'm just gonna start dumping the food in there. And yeah, okay, let me get this into position a little bit better. So you can see them coming up and eating. So what I do with all the waste that you see on the bottom, I clean it out every month, or at least I try to. And I take it, I sift out all the roaches, and I sift out all the roaches, sift out all the big items, sift out any dead ones. And then I take the fine poo that's left over and stick it in my compost to help out the compost, and eventually it'll go back into the soil. We will grow food from the compost. We use the compost to grow plants, which then feeds the roaches. So it's all a giant cycle, and that's what I really enjoy about this colony. So if any of you guys have a roach colony and you want to start caring better for them, and before we go on to that, I want to show you this. This is cool. A freshly molted roach. Some people call them albinos. They are not albino. Let's see if the camera will focus on this. Come on. Focus. It's having a hard time focusing. Focus on this. Oh well. Freshly molted. And most people call them albinos. They aren't. I've never heard of an albino insect. So, yeah. Freshly molted. And this is a female. How you could tell is by, if you look at the rear end. Let me try to get this focused. Come on, focus. Actually, I'll probably focus it farther away. But you can see how flat it is. Very flat, not pointed. That's a female. And then if we go with a male, let me see. This is a young female again. Females. Here's a male. Let me see if I get. And he's gone. Oh, are you? Let's see. You're a pretty big one. And you are another female. Wow, I have a lot of females in here. Is that a male? Oh no, let me try to catch it. Dang, that one's too small. Sorry guys, I'd normally cut and get out the roaches that I need, but I'm live streaming right now. That's a female, that's a female. There's a whole bunch crammed into this thing. Oh, there's a big female in here. It looks like she had babies this morning. Dang. Well, the males have a very pointed rear end. Very pointed cloaca. But here's an adult female for you. Another way you can tell it's a female after they become adults is you can see how they have one big wing. And plus they're really smooth and shiny when they become adults. Oop, don't fall. We don't want one running around the house. Even though they cannot survive in your house because they need specific heat, specific food. They're not like the German cockroaches, which you see infest homes everywhere and eat everything. Okay, let me see. Oh yeah, again, you could see the rear end. It is very flat, not very pointed. But let's see if I can get you guys a male. Because I've been losing males recently. That's another female. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, just throw it in the comments and I will be able to see. That's a female. Let me see about you. That's another female. Oh my gosh. How many females do I have? Can't tell. That's a female. That's a female. I'm trying to find an adult male now because it seems like I can't find a. Aha! Here we go. So he's pooping. So okay. So with an adult male roach, let me try and move this back a little bit. You have big long wings. They cannot fly with that. They can only glide. And then well, I'm going to try to unfold the wing. You have big long wings. Can't unfold it. I mean, they can unfold it. Oop. Please don't do this. Alright, yep, big long wings. They're very active. They like to fight with each other. If you go late at night and you have a dim light on them, you will see them running around, chasing each other, spewing out pheromones, which is what they use to attract the females. But yet they only do it during certain times of the day. They don't breed all day long. They only breed during the night. And then if you look, if I can flip him over without him grabbing onto me, and without him trying to escape, let me try to get him in a better position quick. I reposition the camera. Come on, dude. So if we try to, okay, you just got him by the wings. Okay, so if you see his rear end, it's nice and pointed. A little bit flattened, but yet not as wide as the females, you could see. I'll try to back up a little bit. Mainly they have the wings. So if you're going to tell male from female, and you're inexperienced, just wait till they become adults. Right, so I'm gonna... No climbing up my arm. Alright, here you go. So yeah. Let's see. If you're watching in the chat, just say hi while I think of other stuff to say. Oh yeah, here's a freshly born baby. They do give live birth. So here's a baby freshly born this morning. And yeah, they will give live birth up to 20 to 30 babies each time. And they could give birth once every month, twice a month, yeah. And then you have different cockroach species that are also on the market besides dubia roaches. You have Madagascar hissing cockroaches for the really large animals like bearded dragons. Dubia roaches are perfect for leopard geckos. And then you also have, there's another species, orange-headed cockroaches. I don't know, sometimes they're called different things. So dubia roaches are sometimes called orange-headed. What else? I'm trying to remember if there's any other species. I know there's a lot of species that people consider pet roaches, like the domino cockroaches or the giant cave cockroaches. But yeah, you could see on the bottom there's a female right here, a pretty big one. So let's see. What else? So why I decided to get these roaches? Before I had a mealworm colony, and as you look at my older videos, I had one. It was doing great. It was thriving. But over time, I slowly became allergic to it because of how fine the dust was. This dust is quite fine in here, but not as bad as the mealworms. I still use superworms, even though they are starting to bother me too. But I do it for the animals, no matter what happens to me. And I've heard cases of people getting allergic to roaches, but I don't know if that's confirmed or not. So let me check something quick. I know I just did a live stream on my contest, and that contest is over. I need to go back in and make sure I tell that the video is closed. Alright, so no new messages on that. So yeah, so I have the roaches. They're all doing fine. Oh, you can see a freshly molted male down here. They have a heat mat underneath. I don't use any substrate for them besides their own poo. When the babies first are born, they need to eat the adult poo so they can gain the same gut bacteria that they need to become healthy and successful adults. And then they'll start eating the food. They'll start eating all the food that I give them. So let me see. I was going to tell. So I told about the roaches. Told them why I have the colony. And as you guys probably saw from my meet the leopard gecko videos, you saw why I have leopard geckos. But before I had leopard geckos, as you probably also saw in my older videos that are like going to be 3 years old on April 3rd, or actually April 1st, I think my channel was started. So yeah, my channel's going to be 3 years old soon. That's quite neat. I've been doing YouTube forever now, it feels like. And now I'm actually getting into live streaming, which might become my new form of doing videos. Because I could interact with you guys, and then it is instantly uploaded. Uploading has always been a big problem in the house because it slows everything down. It takes 3 or 4 hours just to upload a 10-minute video, and anything longer than that, it's a real pain. So hopefully more people join in the live stream, because I'm probably going to move these roaches out soon and bring out one of my new hobbies that you guys probably have seen and hopefully are liking, because I want to do more videos of that soon. So yeah, let's just see what this male roach does before I take him away and hook him back up with a heat mat, because they're probably wondering where all their heat went. And they're also probably smelling the food by now, which probably is why the male is out right now. Yep, he's heading directly towards the food. Hopefully he finds it, because I'm probably going to need to order. Well, I want to be healthy, and I want to order more males, because I'm kind of getting kind of low. And there's probably been a lot of inbreeding going on, because I only got one shipment of roaches from online, from I forget where. I got them off of Amazon, and then I got a second shipment of adults, and that's what's been fueling my colony. So I think it's time for a little bit of new genes in here, so I don't get all the problems of inbreeding. I've already seen that with deformities, so I need to kind of fix that. Well, the male wandered off, probably because there's lights everywhere. They don't like the lights. So I'm going to put this back and switch off to my next hobby that I want to talk about, and see if you guys are interested in me doing more videos of that. So there goes the lid, so I'll be right back. This will only take a few seconds. Actually, I should just pull out the cameras itself. So, as you guys know, I've been doing a lot of photography lately. Mainly bird photography, plus I've been doing some gecko stuff, as you've seen on my Facebook page, and I've been doing a lot of zoo photography too, as you've probably seen by the new playlist that I have. So for gecko photography and close-up photography, I use the Canon 18 to 55 millimeter with image stabilizer. It also has, of course, autofocus. Well, I'll just show you. It has autofocus, the stabilizer, and then that is at the 18 millimeters, and then this is at 35. Doesn't seem like much of a difference, but it is when you're actually trying to do fine adjustments when you're looking at a gecko. And then we have the little focus to go in and out. I let autofocus deal with that with my smaller camera, or my smaller lens. Let me get that in focus. Then with my bigger lens, there's the zoom on it. I use manual focus because it's better for me. I could see stuff easier like that. Yes, this is getting super close, I know. Just to show you how far this thing could stretch. So this is as far as it could go. So we're going to zoom on in. So that's the major zoom, and then the minor zoom, which is the focusing, is that. So you can just see how much fun this is. I mainly do bird photography with the big lens, and just wildlife photography in general. And then, this is a Canon ESO Rebel T5. Let's see. So here's the back of it. And this has been my, come on, focus. This has been my newest hobby which has been photographing birds and wildlife and geckos and zoo animals. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the photographs that I'm putting up. I am thinking of getting a bigger lens, but I'm still looking into that. Or I might get a bigger lens, possibly a what is it called? Yeah, telephoto lens is what I'm looking for, or a there's a little extension tube I could put onto the lens. I'm forgetting exactly the name. It's not telephoto. It is tele something. I'm forgetting right now, but if I remember, I'll tell you. But yep, here's the lens cap. Take that off. There's your lens itself. We put that on buttons up top, or on switch. Let me flip it around. On switches up top. Come on, focus camera. And then you have manual mode, AV mode, TV mode, P mode, which is priority mode. Right, and then you have just smart mode, which, well, the camera's smart. It could autofocus. It could flash when it needs to. Right now, I don't have it to flash because I have no need for flash when I'm outside. I let the lighting do all of that for me. If I need it, I'll put it on, test how it is. And we have all different settings. We have a video setting. I'm still trying to work that out. I haven't gotten that able to work yet. Here's flash pop-up. On off. You could zoom in like this. Let's see. That shows you all pictures. There's the menu. There's how you change different settings. And then the Q button is, I forget exactly what that does. And then this button up here switches it to the screen. But I do not go by the screen, I look into the eyepiece. So I could better take the picture, because focusing on the screen, you're not going to see exactly what you want. You need to have the little dials up there. All the multiple focus points of the camera in your vision, so you could tell what's focused, what's out of focus, how you want your background to look, and then you just start snapping away. I take like 5 or 6 pictures, maybe even more, of a subject that's just sitting there, because each picture is a little bit different depending on how the sun's positioned, how the clouds are moving. Cloudy days are normally best for just bird photography and bushes. I don't like shooting through glass. If there's something really neat out there, I definitely will. Like there's a little chickadee flying around out my window right now. And it's right in front of me. Oh, he's right in front of me. Okay, I'm going to take a pic. Oh, and he's gone. Okay, chickadees are one of the hardest birds to photograph because they're so flighty and they fly absolutely everywhere. But yeah, I believe I will turn this on. I believe I have a few pictures on here, so. Oh, blue jay right up there. I'm going to try to get a picture of it and then show you. Yeah, there's a little drain that flows out water, where water flows out, and that's where they're drinking from. Yeah, photography lessons with Reptile Keller. Get closer. I hope at least one of these pictures turns out fine, because this is an interesting opportunity, because I always see them down there drinking, but I've never been able to get out my cell phone and photograph them or anything. I hope everything's in focus. Alright, so now that I have done that, where's the lens cap? I am going to put this on, and I'm just gonna angle it like this because it's easier for me to show you guys. So let the camera refocus. Come on. Focus on the thing. Okay, so we're going to click the button. Oh, the blue jay just flew off. So as you could see, this photo is not very good. You have the blur of one of the crossbars on my window down there. There's also a screen in the way, but you really can't see that if you see anything. There's just pixels. So that picture, press the delete button, scroll on over, erase. Next picture. He's looking down, you can't see his face. Delete. And plus with cropping, I could get in, zoom in just on the blue jay itself. Again, not very good. Erase. That's a little bit better. I might keep that. I don't know. I will have to go into editing and look. There's a picture of one of the geckos. This is where I used my smaller lens for that with Blizzard. But that will be coming out soon in black and white. And then there's another picture of him. You probably can't see that too well. There's a picture that I took today of a chickadee in mid-dive. I never got to really look at this one close. That is almost a perfect flight photo right there. I'm going to have to crop that down and show that off to some bird groups on Facebook. So there's a dark-eyed junco. At the feeder, I was hoping to try to get some in-flight photos. And there's a downy woodpecker. That photo is so dark. And also when you're taking photographs, you never want to face towards the sun. That's the worst idea possible. As you could see in this one, come on, don't focus on back there. Come on, focus on my hand. There we go. Let's see. As you can see, wings are spread out, kind of doing stuff, but I'd have to crop it extremely small for that. Let me take a closer look at this. Yeah, this is kind of how I'd have to crop it, like that. Let's see, come on, focus. Focus, camera. Focus. Thing's not focusing. Come on, focus on my hand at least. Maybe if I move it back a little bit. There we go. But first off, this picture is very blurry, and I would not use it anyway. My picture's out of focus. Wow, I just snapped a whole bunch of out of focus pictures there. This is kind of a funny one. Oh, actually, that's a good one right there. Let me move this back. Come on, focus, camera. I really don't have to crop this photo. Let me just pick up the camera itself. As you can see, nice in focus. The bird's in focus, the background's in focus, what he's looking into is in focus. He's kind of doing something interesting, wondering probably what's down there. But yet, I know he's getting a drink of water from that. So that would be a picture that I would work on and show. So we're going to go... Oh, one offline. Come on. Alright, so I'm going to keep that one. Normally, I do this all on my computer screen. That's a bad one, but I'm live streaming it. He's looking up. A little bit blurry. And looking down again. Not too good. That's not a good one. I'm not going to go through every photo with you. That's a good one. That's a good one. Good one. He's getting a drink there. Looking up. That's a good one. That's not too good. Oh. And then that is it with that. So that's one hobby that I have on photography. So I am going to put this away. And then I'm going to get out another thing that I like to do. Which I think, I don't know how many of you guys used to do this when you were young, but that is collect fossils. I do a lot of fossil hunting during the summer. Well, I only went out once this year. So, yeah. I am going to get out some of my fossils and work on that. Show you guys some of my collection. On this on the side closet, I have a whole ton of stuff. So I'm going to be getting some of that out. And hopefully you guys find that interesting. Well, my closet is too much of a mess, so I can't really get that out unless I tear it all apart. But instead, I'm going to show you something else that I did when I was in Florida. I collected lots of seashells, of course, everyone does. But I categorized them, and hopefully I can make a little display out of them someday. So we have some scallops here. You could tell that they are scallops by their, let me reposition this camera a little bit, like this. So you could tell they're scallops by, they have the little wings on the side, and then of course just by the general shape of them. And then let's see how these guys are similar. This one has like a little bit of a deformity on the side of it. Yeah, otherwise they just have the typical scallop shape that everyone knows and loves. This one has some parasites on this side. Let me put this one down. Come on, focus, focus. Well, you can see some of the tube worms on it. This is one that I got from Amelia Island when I was down there, visiting St. Augustine's Alligator Farm, SeaWorld, and Animal Kingdom and all of the stuff down there. So those are scallops. And then I also have a whole bunch of these, which everyone knows and loves. Conkles. Probably most people don't know the name. They're the most common seashell probably in the world. But I'm going to pull out some fine specimens from that and some beautiful colors. We'll see if I can angle this down any farther. No. I got some very nice different color variations, like this small one. Beautiful blue on it. This is also the Amelia Island locality, or whatever locality it is, because these guys are worldwide. Here's on the different end of the spectrum, some nice reds. I have a few of those. Let's see. Here's another blue one, a little bit different patterning. Just almost all blue, a little bit of white up top. Then we also have some older ones, like this one, nice and white. There's a little bit of, looks like some predator tried to drill into it and eat it. Most seashells that you find, most of the conkles, are going to have a hole in the back of them. No one created that. A predator did. I don't forget which. I think it's either a snail or a worm. Finds them on the ocean floor, digs them up, and drills a hole in there and eats them from the inside out. And only leaving the shell. Or this one, as you can see, has a hole. This beautiful blue one has a hole from the front and from the back. So, yeah, double predator. Predators got to that one twice. Let's see, is there any other color variations? That one has some sand on it. Well, there's two sides to both of them. Or there's two sides to them. And they're hinged. So, let me see if I could kind of make a demonstration. So, these are close in size, so I could show you. Not exactly the same shape, but you kind of see they're like this sitting on the ocean floor. Some predator finds it, whatever side's on top, they probably drill right into. And then they die, the two halves split apart, get washed up on shore, and that's what you find. Looks like there's also a few different species of conkles in here. Because if you look at this one, a little bit different pattern, a little bit different shape. Actually, this one's pure white. Again, another predator drilled a big hole into it and ate it. So yeah, I have a whole giant bag of them. So I'm going to put that away, and I'll see what else I could bring out. Well, I already talked about my photography, I talked about my shell collection, and well, I do have some other things that I like to do. Oh yeah, I know what I'll do. I'll just grab a plant. I love growing plants. Here we have a Ropoia, got that from the Crohn's Conservatory in Ohio. And it's been doing alright for me. Sadly, its leaves somehow died on the ends here. And then this one just died. I don't know why. But it did. I think that's an old leaf that died. Otherwise, they have these really curly leaves. They're called rope plants. And they're an epiphytic plant. So that means they live up in the trees in between branches and grow down as vines. There are multiple different species. This one comes from India. And they like it kind of dry, kind of moist. Because when they're up in the trees, they don't get a lot of moisture, but they get a lot of dry time too. So I just watered this guy yesterday. He is in a metal pot. And they don't like drainage that much. Well, drainage is nice, but they really... Well, in my case, they don't need it because my room is so dry, they need all the moisture they could get. So yeah, we have a new little growth stub here, probably a few more coming out on either side. This leaf got broken off for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, here's a big tangled mess of the plant itself, and then here's the vines. They take 3 or 4 years to grow, and then when they flower, they have big, beautiful bundles of flowers, and they're related to the milkweed family. What else should I talk about? I'm gonna go grab another plant, so I'll be right back.
We're going for sex. Would you like to go with us?
No, I'm still live streaming. Are you watching me? Actually, it's Friday. So they thought I was going to forget. Talk about this. Well, I'm going to talk about this plant before I leave. Well, there's actually 2 plants in here. I'll be talking about one of them. The one up front here is a Jade Plant. Ooh, this guy's a little bit underwatered. I need to go and water it today. Is the soil still moist? Nope, it's bone dry. I got this from my uncle. I asked him what sort of plant it was. He just gave it to me. So, and he's helping me out with my photography too. So yeah. Yeah, if you're ever looking for a good plant to start off with, this is one of the most perfect plants because they're easy to care for. They are succulents, so they don't require much water, and they're fast growing. This plant is probably like a year old, and he just takes cuttings, puts them in water. They root in water. He roots them in. Then once they're rooted, he sticks them in soil, and everything goes fine. So yeah, I'm going to try to do another stream later today. I don't know when exactly, but I will try. And yeah, that is all. Remember to like and subscribe. And that's all that I got for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll try to do more in the future. And yeah.